Looks like there's some really cool new ways to utilize domain in this new meta with the Weatherseed Treaty and buffing up your creatures using the Surveillance. Step away, Triumphs. We've got some new ways to check out our domain decks and ramp into Leyline Bind. Hey Dragonauts, welcome back. Astralsflame here, tapping out to talk about domain in a whole new show brought to me by Metafoozi. But hey, just like I'm tapping out, why don't you go ahead and tap that subscribe button to stay updated on all the new decks coming out for the Outlaws of Thunder Junction meta, because we've got nothing but sweet new brews. Speaking of sweet, why not also get yourself some sweet new shirts like some basic tees or graphic tees from Into the AM? Use code ASTRAL10 to save 10% on your order, get 3 packs and 6 packs, and get yourself some sweet new wear like the awesome shirt that you see me rocking every stream. With that, let's get into domain in a new light. You're probably wondering what makes this deck so different than a typical domain list we're going to see. Well, that is the inclusion of the lands. We have cut Triumphs from this list entirely and are applying only with the new Surveil lands like Commercial District, Underground Mortuary, and all the other favorites, getting us the color combination we want to cast the big boss of the entire domain pile, Atraxa Grand Unifier. However, that's not just the only thing. We do have the true boss of the deck, the reason it's called Domain, Leyline Binding. Still an amazing card in this list, being a 1 mana effectively removal spell for a mass of non-land permanents that your opponent has, taking away any problem. We are approaching this deck slightly differently though. While our top end does remain the same, including that herd migration to make a bunch of 3/3s to finish off our opponent, and some similar Archangels of Wrath. The ramp package is different in this list. We are including a traditional Courier's Briefcase here. We are actually playing in Spelunking because untapped lands are great. And we're also adding in the Weatherseed Treaty. The Weatherseed Treaty is a card from Dimir that does not see a ton of play right now. However, it is very cool in its 3 chapters you'll get. First off, it's going to get us a basic from the deck. Whatever we're missing in color, the Weatherseed Treaty can find. On Chapter 2, it's going to get us a 1/1. What's very exciting about it is Chapter 3, for a lot of value, it's going to be able to give a creature plus X until end of turn, where X is the number of basic land types we've got on the battlefield. If we have Atraxa out and Weatherseed Treaty goes on to Chapter 3, all of a sudden our Atraxa is going to be a 12/12 Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink. That's a lot of keywords. I mean, what's better than a 7/7? A 12/12. If the swing of Atraxa isn't going to end the game, certainly with the Weatherseed Treaty, it will. As we do know, though, Domain kind of runs into some issues against aggro. So we are running the good old friend, the Sunfall of the deck. Keeps us going, gives us a creature, lets us attack in. We're also taking advantage of no witnesses in this list as well. Just a bit of an earlier board clear. The emphasis was checking in cards that are not quite rotating in for the new meta coming out with Bloomburrow soon. But that's later in the months. Sticking to the deck, there are still a few other cards we love in this list. That's going to be in the way of Imidane's Recruiter. This is a great way to have a finisher when you have herd migration out. And to keep the energy flowing in the list, we are, of course, running up the Beanstalk. This is going to be a draw engine for Sunfall, Binding, herd migration, and Atraxa, on top of everything else you're going to be casting. Brings it really together nicely in this list, and I do have to say, the inclusion of the Surveillance was quite strong. Being able to set up your next draw or put something into the graveyard you don't need proves to be a very effective thing to just dig through the deck and looking for the answers we want, as we're drawing cards of Up the Beanstalk and Atraxa, but knowing what we're going to get into on the next turn. Dragonauts, this is Metafoozi's domain list. Please enjoy the game. We're going to go ahead and take the play. Carlo, how's your night going, bud? It's good to see you. Oh, I guess I'm keeping. Well, we have 3 lands, so I won't disparage the 3. I'm gonna go for the backstreet here. It is in fact a Leyline Bind. About to make some dinner. Hey, let's go, let's go. That's a land tutor. I do like that. Whose deck are we jamming? This is a Yuke's list. We are going to be. Oh, pass the turn. We're jamming Yuke's 23 land domain list against what looks like to be Esper control.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. Okay, so we don't run a basic mountain. That's not helpful. We'll grab the plains, though. Well, there's Thran Portal. I can name red with this, at least. Huh, interesting. For each basic land type. Oh, because Thran Portal changes the type. Alright, gotcha. Bat's fine. I'm just gonna long goodbye that bat, though. Don't really want any of my cards taken away. To be completely honest. So, like, they can check my hand. I think that's fine. Maybe we just play in the plains and, like, Imidanes next turn and get 2/2/2s. Like, theoretically, this draws out a Normalize from the opponent. And I think I'm happy seeing a Normalize. Yeah. I would have liked it, but getting rid of the Normalize when they're on a board of, like, nothing is pretty good. Wedding announcement's fine. Another plains? We could just Archangel here. I think I will. Because, like, they can't cut it down. There's no 1-mana counterspell for this. And then I just kind of easily go ping. Right, hit their phase, play with the token, we heal to 25. And then depending on how opponent taps out here, we have Herd Migration to just build up the board. Again, that's if they tap out. Which it looks like they do. Alright. It's also a Sunfall. I'm short 1 mana still. Maybe I'm just doing this. Destroy all creatures. It may just be Sunfall. So if I Sunfall, I don't have to worry about the Denic later on. Oppo knows I didn't tap to hold up Leyline Binding. There's nothing I really want to use it on in this circumstance unless they were to activate the Anchorage. Alright, well they activated the Anchorage anyways. Alright, well Briefcase is alright. We'll do that, we'll pass the turn. We can sack Briefcase to draw 3 cards if we need to next turn. I'm gonna activate their map token. That's fine, we'll let that resolve. They get a land. I don't know, are they pushing to combat? They're pushing to combat. That's fine. I think we'll take the trade here. Like, if they're so... Oh, they're gonna cut down. Sure. That's fine. I'll just say no blocks. I'll take the 2. Ah, nice. Another Archangel. How much you want to bet they have a Normalize in their hands? I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna wait. If we can get a 7th land, we still have Herd Migration on the follow-up. The Fiend can come down, that's fine. I'll go for Leyline Binding. Even if they Normalize, we can pay the mana. Do this. Okay, take Rafine out. Yeah, so that tells me there's definitely Normalize in their hand. Three mana, open 2 cards. Ah, another Rafine. All right. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna No More Witness here. I'll let them have a clue. We'll pass the turn. That's 2 Rafines dealt with. So then even if they happen to like activate the anchorage, we can still just try to go for Archangel. So we'll go to 16. Immodanes. Yeah, we'll do Immodanes here. Make 2 2/2s. Pass the turn. Okay, so I conclude. Maybe they don't have a Normalize. What would your last card in hand be then? Cut down, alright. Well, that answers one. Going for Anchorage again, sure. So Anchorage attacks in. Go to 13 here. Yeah, maybe I just go for this Archangel. Otawara down. Okay. Wedding announcement off the top, sure. We'll probably keep that. Third Archangel. Alright, well, we're just gonna go for here. See if we can get this Archangel resolved. Tashana's Tidebinder. Well, they stifle one ability. We still deal 2. Pass the turn. Okay, so it's Tashana's. That's fine. Second announcement comes in. No counter spells left from the opponent. That's really good knowledge for us here. I'm actually... Ooh, and only the Anchorage. I am going to take this. I will not be blocking. They draw a card and don't make a 1/1. They only have a single mana open unless they tap out. And this opens the door for me quite a bit. I'm going to choose green. Because now I get to just go ahead and go poke, poke. And heal up to 7. Get my Archangel back in. And attack for 5, pushing the opponent to 11 while we gain back up to 10. Anchorage is going to come back in. I'm going to just take this 4. Noble Gabe, thank you for the follow. Yeah. Welcome into the Ember Dragon Legion and Dragonoff friend. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. It's great to see you. How are you doing? How was your day and what's going on? What are you playing tonight? Playing in a Mastermind. Why are we playing in a Mastermind? Okay, Deep Cavern Bat. No. Do you keep that on the top? I feel like you don't. Except you are. All right. And then you're getting rid of it. Oh, that could be a really juicy Atraxa. We're not going to do Atraxa just yet. I'm going to go for another Archangel here. And we're going to clean up that Fairy Mastermind. Heal to 9. And then push in for 8. You're welcome, Mr. Streamer. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear. All right. Oppo down to 5. We're at 15. We still have Atraxa and Herd Migration kicking left. So in a good spot. Restless Anchorage going to attack in yet again. And honestly, going to let it go through. We've got Lethal in the air. I have an Immodane's Recruiter that I can easily just play in. Another Bat on the top seems fine. And there is the game 1 concede. All right. Coming in for game 2. Frillbacks could be advantageous to us in order to handle the wedding announcements. Sea Shark may not be the worst either in building up a board state. I'm not sure if I want to go for the Sea Shark route though. Lockdowns could potentially be okay too, but I don't know if they're going to hit everything I want, but we can try them. I think I'm going to end up cutting out the Invasion of Zendikar. Probably cut one Herd Migration. Go down one Impedance Recruiter, and I'm going to cut one Archangel of Wrath. So we can bring in Lockdown and Tranquil Frillback. This is going to be a mulligan. We don't have a single spit of green. Well, we can get green. And I can do Beanstalk. I have some Frillbacks and I have a Witness. We're going to pump a Frillback back. And hope this Beanstalk does some carrying for us. I think I'm going to go Beanstalk into here. Get our Beanstalk, go down to 19, draw a card. Commercial District, alright. I need a second white source, so we may have to get this Courier's Briefcase to resolve. And we're going to go down to potentially 16 on this attack. New to MTGA, playing Standard. Very nice, very nice. I'd like to reduce some costing, so let's play Thundering Falls. I'm going to keep Shadowy Backstreet on the top. And I'll play in this Courier's Briefcase. It gives me a blocker. And it's also going to give me the mana for the No More Witness. We're going to target the Dennick to gain some life. Very fair choice. Well, welcome to MTGA. It is super exciting, and Standard is a lot of fun. I would encourage, once you get a chance and a bit more familiar with the Standard meta, definitely swap from best of 1 to best of 3. Best of 3 is a lot of fun to play. A lot of cool things you can do in it. They don't tap out. That's unfortunate. So No More Lies could really be a pain here. I'm gonna go for the Shadowy Backstreet. I don't know that I want the Lockdown. It only hits the Dennick at the moment. And I think we'll just pass the turn for the moment. And they're going to connive on there. Let's go for Leyline Binding. Get to draw a card from our Beanstalk. There's no more lies. I'm going to go ahead and pay the 3. So that is a counterspell gun. So if we had have played in our No Witnesses, we would have been subject to that. We're going to take our Dennick here. Alright, so opponent discarding a land, only going to 12 for us. I am thinking, how do I want to play this? I could just go for the No More Witness. I think that's maybe what I want to do right now, just to take Rafine off the battlefield. Yeah, I'm going to go for the No More Witness. If they have a second No More Lies of Counterspell, yep. Alright, that's fine. Thinking that, honestly, I need to get some of the cards more. So that I'll want to put in my side deck. That's very fair. That's very, very fair. Go for the Throw Gone. We're going to go to 10. Cavern Souls is great if I can find that Atraxa. Let's go ahead. We're playing Commercial District. It's a hidden courtyard. I don't think I want you. And I'm going to attempt to go to Sunfall. And we'll go to draw a card here. Another Beanstalk. Does our Sunfall resolve? It does. All right. Rathine is taken out of the equation. However, there is still just a Wandering Emperor from the opponent. Currently playing a black, blue, and red deck with Legends who commits crimes. Nice! Yeah. So black, blue, and red is Grixis. And committing crimes is a lot of fun. That mechanic is super cool. I am really getting rough on these draws. Holy. I'm thinking I'm naming Dinosaur on this, in honesty. Can I not name Dinosaur? Yeah, I was gonna say I should. Also, Nesmaestros Flap, what's going on, bud? How you doing? Welcome in. Let's go green, white, white. We're playing a frill back. And I'm gonna choose to gain and get rid of their graveyard. Let's gain 4 and exile graveyard. Exile graveyard. Take out that. Howdy, howdy. What's going on, Flap? How you doing tonight? All right. That's the turn. Very mastermind coming in from the opponent. Uh-oh. That's the turn. Second mastermind, is it? Nope, I go for the throw. Opponent does only have one card in hand. If we top deck an Atraxa, we can get going in some good places. Taking day by day. I'm glad, bud. I'm glad. Honestly, best way to do. Best way to do. That's a lot of damage. And we're gonna block. I am alive at 4. Oh, yikes. An Atraxa off the top would be kind of crazy. Oh, wow. Hey, okay. Not what I expected, but I need to leave a white open. And this has to be blue, black, colorless, red. Draw a card. Draw a card. The point is we have an Atraxa. Let's grab an Archangel. Let's not get a Leyline Binding, apparently. I'll take the Sunfall, I guess. I'll grab Splunking. I'll take the Briefcase. Well, a Leyline Binding would have been nice. I'm really hoping they don't have a Go for the Throat. Please don't have Go for the Throat. Don't do it. You don't have it. How many have I gotten rid of, actually? 1, 2 so far. Well, that's a sign. Come on, don't have it. You don't have it. You never got it. Yeah! They don't get it. They didn't get it. We're gonna go take the play here. Sorry, I was answering something quick. We are mulliganing this hand. All right, it's keepable. I don't want to keep the Atraxa. It might be the Sunfall. Which is gonna hurt if we're up against like an aggro list, but that's a Leyline Binding, so that's helpful. Let's go ahead, play in there. We'll pass the turn. I think we're gonna want to grab a Swamp off this Herd Migration. Duelist of the Mind, all right. grab a basic swamp. And then let's just say Duelist of the Mind is never going to duel anymore. Because that is a lot of damage if this is the cross-eidetic memory list. Sure, Deep Cavern Bat's fine. I'd like to see an untapped land off the top. That would be really nice. I would imagine they take Atraxa here. Like, then all I got is a bunch of ramping pieces. Nothing, like, too crazy. But we'll see. Like, taking a Weatherseed Treaty is kind of okay. Herd Migration... Also, like, Herd Migration's life gain, it thins the deck. There's thoughts. Weatherseed Treaty kind of does the same in that effect, thinning the deck, not so much life gain. But if I manage to ramp up to Atraxa by, like, hitting a land Weatherseed Treaty, especially with the Herd Migration, this could be like a turn 5, well, turn 6 Atraxa, based on current hand, which is one turn earlier and still awkward for the opponent to deal with if it resolves. Because then it's a hand refresh still. So yeah, if I was the opponent, I would probably end up taking Atraxa. Alright, there we go. Oh, and another Leyline Binding. Alright. Well, let's cast in our treaty here. And we're going to go to get a basic. I'll grab an island this time. Kind of reduce down our domain for this Leyline Binding. Gix is going to come in. That's fine. We'll gain a life, lose a draw card. We'll make a Sapperling. Play in our Parlor. That's kind of whatever. We'll go tap, tap. Play this for green. Cast in Weatherseed Treaty again. What do I want this time? Play other planes actually, right? And I could Leyline Binding and get rid of the Deep Cavern Bat. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Okay. Game core. Draw 2. What are they discarding? Spyglass Siren is fine. You know, I could just take out the Gix here, right? Let's go for Binding. Let's see if it resolves. It does. And you know what? Yeah, let's take out the Deep Cavern Bat then. I'll change my mind. I'm going to take out the Deep Cavern Bat. Because I can block with my 1/1 on the Gix. Make a Sapperling. Play in our Maze. Archangel's a nice follow-up, and we'll pass the turn. So we'll be able to play Atraxa next turn. Sure, Scholar's alright. Other option is I could just play in the Archangel. Pass. Excuse me. So the opponent will get one card here. And let's go to cast in Atraxa. We are going to take a... Well, the planes doesn't help because I didn't get a Leyline again. Take an Archangel. Let's take a Beanstalk. We'll grab a Thundering Isles. Take a Sunfall, and I'll grab the Invasion just so we're thinning things. Let's play that in. Herd Migration on the top, I'm very okay with. Now, they could discard their hand and activate Gix, but they are not going to. That's a scary thought. They're going to Otawara instead. Okay. Well, I can understand the rationale. Certainly understand the rationale. I'll go to 11. And then I'm going to Sunfall. And this plays around Spell Pierce. So there's that. Takenuma, they can get back to Gix. That's fine. Play in the Gix. That's fine. We're just going to Archangel. I'll choose Angel, and we're going to just go here and go 1, 2. Go bop, and that'll be game 1. Nice cleanup. Nice cleanup. Coming against the opponent here, negates can be handy. Long goodbyes are still really good, so I do like those. Temporary lockdown. I don't think as much. I could consider Aven Interrupter, but I'm not sure I have to go down that road for it. I think it's just going to be negates. I will drop the Invasion of Zendikar. We'll cut 1 Archangel. And I'm going to cut 1 Herd Migration. And we'll bring in 3 negates and pass the turn. Over to start game 2. Let us see what we can do. Opponent will be taking the play, no doubt. Mortuary and Parlor. It's 2 lands. We could Herd Migration by turn 3. I can try it. We're not playing a lightning fast game. Dress is unfortunate though. It's Herd Migration or negate the opponent's gonna take. Because taking the Herd Migration is gonna mean, right, like, oh, they take the no more. Alright. Oh, I'm playing the Parlor. There's a Weatherseed Treaty. I wonder why the no more witness. Ah, for the Deep Cavern back. So now they take the Sunfall? Potentially. We're going to play in the Underground Mortuary. Splunking on the top. Again, not terrible. We can kind of ramp ahead. Duelist of the Mind, and we'll go down to 19. Cast in our Thundering Falls. That is Atraxa at the top. I'm going to leave that because we're going to end up using Herd Migration anyways. Because I want to go find a Plains. So we'll take 2 damage here. So we'll get a Plains. There's a long goodbye. That's really good for us. Get Plains into Treaty. I'm gonna go for it. If they get counterspelled, it's unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. There's only 2 cards left in the opponent's hand, though. And I don't explicitly feel in danger at the moment. I can also long goodbye the Duelist next turn. The opponent just doesn't have a lot of cards left, and we still got good answers in ours. So we'll take 2, go to 18. Get another Weatherseed Treaty. Alright, we're going to pass the turn for the moment. Would have liked to have seen a land on the top, but no such luck. Opponent apparently flooding out. Not bad for us. Not by any stretch. Okay, we're going to go ahead and long goodbye, get rid of the Duelist of the Mind. Can't be countered, so I don't have to worry about Spell Pierce. And all we take is 1 down to 17. We're on a very slow clock. Ah, there's a land. Let's go. I'm going to play the Weatherseed Treaty in here. Probably get another Plains, because I need 2 Plains in order to do Archangel. And I'd like to have the ability to do its kicker. Other option I can do next turn is Splunking, and I can hold up Negate here, which is nice too. So we've got choices. I am not concerned at present. Second Duelist, that's fine. I may just play in only the Archangel and then hold up Negate. Excuse me, we'll go down to 16. All it takes for us is to land like 1 creature on this board state and take the game back. It just depends on how greedy I want to get. That is a Caverner Souls. That changes the playing field quite a lot. I can just take out the Duelist of the Mind right here. Name Angel, cast, and we'll do kick. Archangel can no longer be countered. I don't have to worry about a make disappear. And I can just kill the Duelist of the Mind on this go. I'm really not concerned about the bat. The bat's a 1/1, and sure it has Sunfall, but on any attack, I'm going to get it back. So, like that, we're back to 20. We have an Archangel, we have a 1/1. There's the Go for the Throat. Perfectly fine. Our Weatherseed Treaty is going to kick in and give our big plant some damage next turn. And we still have Draw and Counterspell Magic in the hand. Now, if we happen to top deck and Atraxa next turn, that would be kind of great. I'd absolutely love to see that. Think of the damage potential. What the card advantage. Just simply having a 7/7 that does everything you've ever wanted, except have haste. We could have it all. We could have it all in more, chat. And all it takes is just the right draw. And I'm happy that these draws are better than the earlier games tonight. My goodness. It's sometimes it happens. And sometimes it's a pain. Well, that's Magic, right? That's Magic as a whole. It's just how Magic goes. All right, opponent considering some options or a disconnect. Could be a multitude of things going on right now. Certainly at the moment, we're in a really nice state. Just having the ability for lands to come into play on tap now, the extra draw, the Sapperling getting some damage buff from this Weatherseed Treaty, right? Because the last one is creature gets XX and trample until end turn, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. For only 5, so we get 6/6 Sapperling for a turn. Nice. And opponent knows we still have Negate, so anything going into our turn, as soon as we untap, is going to be problematic. We can stop a big spell or a tiny one, depending whatever we play. So, good options. Good options. I still would really like to have my Angel back. The Archangel with some continual getting like damage and health from it would be nice. And with the Weatherseed Treaty, we could have given it +5/+5. Would have been insane. So first off, let's play in Splunking here. We'll do it before combat. We'll see what opponent is holding on to, if anything. We'll get through this resolution. Oh, do a quick stretch. And we're going to watch and see just how great of a card Splunking is. Absolutely good card. When you think Amulet of Vigor on an enchantment with extra land drop, you think Splunking. Splunking is a great way to push yourself ahead in the meta. It's not the end-all be-all, doesn't solve all problems, but it sure does a heck of a lot. And we're going to go ahead and take game 2. Alright, opponent going to take the play, and we've got Briefcase into Treaty with a Sunfall and no witnesses. I am going to keep. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good hand. I'd like to see if we could hit like a second untapped land. Oh no, an opponent mulligan to 5. Ooh. Well, that's the untapped land I was kind of hoping for. Let's go ahead and cast in a Courier's Briefcase. Oh. Instant speed reaction for creatures. Interesting. Uh-oh. Well, let's play on the plains and then cast in this Weatherseed Treaty. And we'll probably grab a Swamp, I think. Yeah, we'll grab a Swamp here. I'm going to say no attacks and pass. We're not going to worry about attacking in. I'm pretty fine with that. Get a Sapperling here. Seems all right. Play in our Thundering Falls. Get our Surveil on. Another Briefcase. That is card draw, so I will keep that. And let's go attack for 1. And I'll pass the turn. I'm going to assume opponent not having a great time of mana here. Let's buff up a little Sapperling. Do I go for... let's just attack in for 7. Alright, there's a get loss from the opponent. Sure, we'll pump in there. And let's just cast Midrange Recruiter and pass the turn. We'll hold up Leyline Binding and let the opponent know we're holding up Leyline Binding. And let's attempt to cast in Midrange Recruiter here. We might be up against control. Is Shauna's Tiebinder? Sure. So that's going to stifle the ability. That's fine. We'll attack in for 4 damage still. And I think I'll play in another Briefcase here. We'll pass the turn. Field of Ruin. We do run basics at least, so there's some value there. They cannot cast Emperor, so there's some benefit to us. Let's go ahead and attack in for 6. And I'm actually going to tap a Plains to use right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. We hit a Arrakis Theater. Played that on top. Beanstalk on top? That's fine. I'll go ahead and pass the turn. Well, let's go there. I'll float a red because I haven't grabbed my island yet. Let's let that resolve. We'll grab our island. And then we're just going to go ahead and draw 3 cards with a briefcase. Seems pretty good. Yeah, lockdown's fine. We lose some tokens, not that big a deal. Glitter coming in with the Brew Point Redemption. Let's go. Another Weatherseed Treaty. Alright, well, let's go for Beanstalk first. We'll draw a card. We'll cast in Spelunking. We'll draw a card. I'll put in this Hedge Maze. Don't really need the forest at this point. And I think we'll do the Weatherseed Treaty as well again. And we'll grab another Plains. We'll poke for 2 and pass the turn. Well, let me get you that brew point there, Glitter. Give me just a moment, friend. Let that resolve for the opponent. For those that are not aware, if you want to submit a deck list to use for the queue, feel free to. Brew points are the best way to do so. I'm going to Cavern Souls and name Angel. I don't really have a clean answer for anything. Am I just attacking him with the Imidanes? I think I am. Bait out a Wandering Emperor, maybe? No? Alright, we'll pass the turn. Alright, Emperor's fine. Go ahead, draw a card. I'll take your Emperor. There's Imidanes, that's fine. Taking the turn here. Bird Migration. We do have a 6/6 here. Yo, Glitter, thank you for that resubscription. Welcome back for 4 months. I appreciate it, friend. Welcome on back. Alright, we have a bunch of board clears and nothing to do with them. I'm going to attack in for 6 here. Soul Partition's fine. I guess I'll just cast in this Herd Migration. I need to draw a card. Because, like, my no witnesses isn't doing anything for me against a control match. So even if the opponent no more lives me, I just pay the 3. Aven Interrupter. Sure. That's fine. Oh, cool, Splunking. Sweet. Hey, another Imidane's recruit. Oh. Oh, that's scary. Oh, opponent. Oh, no. I'm gonna go for it. Sure, that's fine. I will still draw a card. Hey, I'll land. Sweet. How about no more witness and we take away your interrupter? You can have a clue, like it's fine. And then I'm gonna just make a couple knights. Draw another card. It may have been better to actually wait on the Imidanes, but I kind of like digging a bit deeper. If they do use No More Lies, that's fine. We still draw a card here. It only leaves them 3 cards in hand after this. So their options for things are less. Long Goodbye's not bad, actually. Playing an Elegant Parlor. I think that's both my Imidanes gone. It is. Don't really need another Splunking. Let's go ahead and cast in Atraxa. Sure, Aven Interrupter is fine. That's fine, opponent. And I'm gonna just go ahead and Sunfall that Aven Interrupter. And there's game 1. Alright, going into game 2, I like bringing in Seed Shark and Negates in this matchup. Seed Shark's just a great way to build up a token board state against our opponent as we're casting spells and just chip away at their life. In this match though, No More Witnesses is definitely not a card we want. Sunfall is still fine, because as they build up tokens, we'll want to exile them. So I think we're going to make some cuts there. Longabai, probably cut the Longabai as well, actually. Excuse me, and we'll bring in Negate and Chromo Seed Shark and get into match. We are going to have to mulligan here. I have to brief. I don't have any white, but I do have the briefcase, and I have to invasion. I'm going to keep. I'm going to put a Leyline back. We're going to try it. I can't make a promise about this hand. I'm going to try. There's a Raucous Theater. That's getting us closer. I think I still just want to cast the Courier's Briefcase here. Okay, tap land. Don't you touch my briefcase, opponent. Don't do it. I knew. That's interesting. I'm very okay with that. Let's just go ahead and cast an invasion of Zendikar here. We'll grab a plains and an island. This should finish off our domain. And I'm gonna poke for 1, I think. Attacking invasion, right? Like, I'm not carrying it here, so it's fine. May play Do if they can't cast more than 1 spell. Climb that. And I think I'll play in Seed Shark. We'll do Hedge Maze, because I can't Sunfall. District I don't think we want. And we'll say no attacks. And hey, because of High Noon, the opponent can't cast any other spell. What a great card. Gotta love High Noon. Absolutely fantastic card. Let's go ahead and take that Academy Lore Master. Alright, that was the opponent's spell for the turn. I may just attack in for 6, 7 to the opponent. I'm debating about it. I could also just clear the invasion. It's not the worst thing in the world. So maybe it's like animate, and then I use my explore tokens on there. Our migration's pretty great. Let's start with our Raucous Theater. See what we have on top. A land's fine. I actually want that plains for the Sunfall, so that works. And then I'll do it again. Second plains. Let's go ahead and tap this for green. Let's tap this for black. Let's animate our incubator. We're going to move to combat, and we're going to send our 6/6 there and our 1/1 to the opponent's face. Soul Partition's fine. That's the turn. The Academy Lore Master coming back in from the opponent again, sure. Ah, Leyline Binding. Well, that's handy. If they do, spells cost 2 more to cast this turn. Yeah, you know what? Sure. That's fine. I like card advantage. Let's go for a Sunfall, maybe? Yeah. I'm going to go for a Sunfall here and bait out the counterspell from the opponent's hand. There it is. Now, they will pay 2 here, and that's fine. The number of cards in their hand are slow. I'm going to let that resolve. I'm going to go ahead and decline, though, because I want to play in my Thundering Falls. Don't need a backstreet. And I think we're just going to go for Herd Migration here. Okay, Even Interrupter is fine. That'll become plotted for next turn. So we'll say no attacks and pass. Spells are going to cost the opponent 2 more this turn. Not really worried. Okay, 2 cards left in the opponent's hand. Only 2 cards left. Think they can handle it, chat? I don't know. I don't know if they can or not. I think we just take out the Lore Master. It feels like the right call, right? Watch them go to combat. Leyline Binding the Lore Master. I really don't care about the High Noon. Like, you want to limit it to 1 spell a turn? By all means. It limits you, my friend. It limits you just as much as me. Yeah, Weatherseed Treaty. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and cast that Herd Migration. And I'm going to poke at my Invasion of Zendikar here. Stoic Sphinx? Sure. That is fine with me. Merrick's in some anchorages. Opponent is going to go for some attacking here. That is quite a bit of damage. But they're fully tapped out here. So let's see. I'm going to go send 1 to there. 4 to there. Put them down to 6. We'll flip our invasion over and have to pay 2, and that's fine. And then I'll say no attacks and pass the turn. Oh, and they mistapped. You have to love that. Mistapping their lands. We live at 1 because of the mistap of the lands. That's going to go ahead and be game 2 for us. That's a 3-0 with Domain. Okay, so those games, honestly, a little bit crazy. I am so excited with how well the Surveil lands are functioning. It makes me very excited for how Domain is going to continue to evolve for the next year as we're playing it. Because who needs the tri-lands anymore? What's better than drawing? Just setting up your next card draw and still getting insane value off it. Metafoozi, thank you so much for this list. I had an absolute blast playing it. And Dragons, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. It's always appreciated. Please remember to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all those new decks coming out for the Outlaws of Thunder Junction meta. And hey, if you want your deck featured on this channel, why not check out my Twitch streams? I'm streaming Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays at 5 p.m. EST. We're doing viewer decks twice a week. Otherwise, I've got some cool brews. And Monday nights are our tapping into the meta section, where I take a look at the meta decks and tell you how you can go about beating them and or playing them to better your style. But with that, let's not delay. Keep believing, and I'll catch you next time.